Yeah. Don't know why I'm doing this, but came up with the idea and thought, fuck it. Okay. Yeah. Any minute now. We'll start soon. Hey there. I'm Itachi. I grew up and aimed to be the bestest that I could be. My mother thought little on what would happen to me, as long as I was the strongest in the Uchiha and never got an AB. I was only allowed A's and other high ranks, and I guess that she deserves my thanks. Because of them, I was able to protect my precious little brother, even if sometimes he was a massive bother. That means little to me, you see, as I'm the crow that protects the baby. As the older brother, I'm the protector, the cool one who's always there whenever they need you, no matter what you do. Then came the decision that would ruin his life. I talked it out, I thought it out, I finally decided to bring my blade out and slash it out. The guts and blood flew out and about as I stood there with sorrow in my eyes and darkness as my disguise. I sliced up my mother and cut my father, their blood splattering on my face in the exact place they would once lovingly kiss. I stood and waited for Sasuke, quickly thinking over what to do next. He entered the room confused and scared. I used to make him think I'd always be there. Now I'm killing his hopes and dreams, and that fills me with gloom. He stood at the door, screaming and crying, asking why. I didn't tell the truth on why they had to die. He was terrified, and thought he was next. He thought I put him to a painful rest. I couldn't stand hurting him, or the thought of dirtying him with the sadness and blood. I knew it was bringing him great pain, and at the same time strength. But I couldn't go to the full length and hurt him. Eventually it was done, and I needed to run. I grabbed my things and ran to Lord Ferd, informed him of the job being done, and that I'm going to run. I joined the Akatsuki after warning Danzo that if he hurt Sasuke, I'll treat him like I did my auntie. Danzo, the piece of shit. If only his face I could ruin with a hit. Maybe bury that bitch in a blood-filled ditch full of his trained little ninjas and strength he stole from all those so many strangers. The day I joined the Akatsuki was a sad time for me. I wanted to stand and watch Sasuke grow without him having to know sadness. I wanted to know gladness and happiness. Not that what the fuck did I write? Fuck it. Who cares anymore? Not that it breaks hearts. I don't know what that means. I rolled it down. I'm tired. Whatever. I looked around at the other members of the group, wondering who was the most powerful and who to stay away from. I noticed that snake from the leaf. I knew my eyes would be at stake. I never smiled again from that day on. Nothing made me happy or fill me with warmth. Only Sasuke, Izumi, and Shusuke could do. Shisui? Shusue? What? I don't know what I said. Sorry, Shisui. Didn't mean to. Could do that to me now. Dead. And the others were my head. I kind of chuckled at the thought of how Shisui would react to what I did, but I know he knows it was the best decision for the village we both loved. He died for that village, and I gave my soul for it. I hope that Izumi won't hate me for it. I know I'm evil, and I know I'm weak, but here I stand at my power's peak. I can feel the darkness set on my eyes as I watch the clock slowly ticking away at my time. I lightly enjoyed getting to know Kasami. He was a light-hearted psychopath, and a good psychopath at that. Listen to me and hear my story. I know it's gory and lacks glory, but to be fair, what do you expect? When before they sent me away at the age of 4, all the way over to help win a war. I knew nothing about why I had to fight, kill, and destroy, but at least I helped stop it before Sasuke was born. I wouldn't let him have to endure that. I'm sure you want to hear more on the other members and what I thought about them, so let's see. Let's start with Sasori. He was an interesting guy. He's the last I'd expect to see cry, and I was very surprised when I heard he was the first one on his team to die. Now, about his team, there's Deidara, the detonator, the one who blows stuff up. He enjoyed to destroy, although to him it was beautiful. He was like Kasami in the way he liked things to die, although I never learned why. Let's see who's next to talk about. How about we get to Zetsu, that shady guy? I barely knew. Zetsu was different. I never saw him fight, although he seemed to be quite bright. Never learned about why he was half white and half black, but I couldn't care less about that. Now then, the Psycho Swan Hedon with his three-bladed scythe that backed right by his abilities worried about, though he's buried now. So I don't have to worry about his bloodlust, although it still fills me with disgust. Now then, Hedon's partner Kakazu with all his hearts. He was still heartless. All he cared about was his bloody money. He didn't care how many times he'd hear a child scream for their dead mummy. As long as he got paid from the bodies he'd trade. how about Doppio Toby next? Or Maru, he actually is. He hid and ran the Akatsuki business, using the members as puppets to his will. Even if he had the skill, he would have a plan and hide over being the leader, who would hold us through on his shoulder. Now then, speaking of leader, it's time for me to speak of Pain, the main brain from the brain, the one who's probably the least sane. Going off how much he lost, it's only fair he'd be the boss. Along with Pain came the evil angel Konan, the woman of the Akatsuki. Wasn't afraid to DP. I don't know why I wrote that. Fuck it. Let's go and smoke that. She wasn't afraid to show her duty, despite her being a great beauty. I haven't got much else to say about the Akatsuki, apart from it being absolutely insane, and it got us a little gain at the end. Anyway, I'm Itachi, logging off. I wrote this rap to tell you about my story, and show you how little glory comes from being a homicidal killer. Bye.